The content of this video is not medical advice or a substitute for physical therapy. Please consult your physician or physical therapist before starting any exercise program.
If you struggle with low back or just general joint stiffness and soreness that keeps you from enjoying nice walks outside, I've got a tip for you today. Today I'm going to go through 3 mobility exercises that you can complete in less than 2 minutes for a more enjoyable and comfortable walk. So let's get started. You're going to need a mat or a padded surface, and if your knees tend to be tender when kneeling, make sure you add a little bit of extra padding here. We're going to start on all fours, and to begin, let's tuck the toes under. That's going to give you more of a stretch through the bottoms of your feet and also a little bit more bend in your ankles. So ideally you're doing this with super flexible shoes like what I have on or shoes off. Now, to get started, you're going to take the hips toward the heels, keeping your back nice and long. You don't have to take them as low as I'm taking mine. Just go where you comfortably go without pain or strain. And then you're just going to bring yourself forward again. So as we do this pattern, you'll find that not only are you getting that stretch in the bottoms of the feet that I talked about, and the bend in the ankle joints that I talked about, but you're also obviously really bending your knees and hips. And you're bending them much more than you bend them when you sit in chairs. So this is just a really nice way to get all of those joints moving. You'll also feel a little gentle stretch in your lower back as you do this. So we're getting a lot of stuff moving with just one pattern. Now, once you've done 3 to 5 there, we're going to change the position of the feet and put the tops of the feet down on the surface. Now, if your ankles are very stiff, you can take a rolled towel and stick it under the tops of each ankle, and that'll provide a little bit more support for you. Go ahead and build it up as high as you need it so that your feet don't cramp and your ankles don't hurt in this position, because as you practice this, you're going to be able to decrease that support. So with the tops of the feet down and the feet relatively straight, we're going to continue that same rocking backward pattern. So hips are going toward the heels. Again, only go as far as it feels good to you. And once again, you can see that we're doing some motions in our ankles that's a little less than what we do when we're sitting or even walking. So we're getting that good extra ankle motion. And we're also getting that good bending through the hips and knees, stretching the lower back. And for some of you, you may even be feeling stretch through the shoulders and the long muscles of the lats here. All right, after you've completed 3 to 5 of those, we're going to go into a kneeling position. Now, once again, if your knees are pretty tight or you can't tolerate kneeling quite this low, take a yoga block or maybe a stack of hardback books, put them right between your heels here, and that's going to lift you up off your heels a little bit so your knees are not quite so bent. Now, the movement here is to go from kneeling to shifted sideways. You can see as I shift sideways, there's some hip motion here, as well as a little bit of side bending through my back. If this is too much, put some cushions, like some overstuffed cushions on either side of you so that as you shift from kneeling to the cushions, you're not moving quite so much, because we never want to create pain or strain. We're just trying to create a little bit more movement and start to loosen up some of these stiff joints. Now, as you practice this, if you practice these little motions before you walk, every time you walk, you're eventually going to be able to lower the height of the cushions or lower the height of the support between your heels and maybe even get all the way to the floor like I am here. That's not necessarily the goal. The goal is just loosening you up and getting you to move in ways that you don't ordinarily move in your daily life. So we're going to do 3 to 5 times at each side, and then when we're finished with that one, we go to the third movement. But before I go to my third movement, I just want to remind you that if you like this content, please share it with your friends and family. We really want to help as many people as we can, but we need your help to do that. So share, share, share. Also, check out our free mini course, Everyday Movements That Are Wrecking Your Back. You can find that by going to Re-Kinect.com. The spelling of that website is in the notes below the video here. Go to Re-Kinect.com and click on free mini course and grab that course. I think you're really going to like it. All right, so for our third exercise, we're simply going to go to a seated position. I really like the cross-legged seated position, but you can also use sort of this side bent seated position if that's more comfortable for you. Just make sure that you switch off which side your legs are pointing toward. Now, if cross-legged seating is tough, go ahead and sit up on some pillows. Give yourself a little height so that you can relax in the hips. And then from this position, you're just going to take one arm and reach across your body and turn your shoulders. Now, you can alternate your directions. We're just giving ourselves a little torso twist here. And you can also vary it by reaching more up and by reaching more down. So go ahead and create those little variations in your cross-body reach here. Do 3 to 5 times per side, and when you finish, you're all done. You've warmed up a bunch of these big important joints in your body that are going to be involved in walking, and hopefully it's going to give you a much more comfortable experience, and you can go enjoy the beautiful weather outside. That's all I have for you today. Until next time, keep moving and be well.